Hi, lovelies. I am here on Halloween. It's October 31st. It's also Samhain. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but that's something I'm just learning a little bit about now. Recently, like some pagan holidays are interesting. I'm here with my crazy hair. Yes, this is crazy hair for me. I slept with my hair up like in a bun, which I almost never do, and it looks like this in the morning. Usually it's like, so, hey, that's fine. Today I have a card reading for you, and I'm using my favorite deck, Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle Cards, artwork by Danielle Noel. I've had a few decks now, but this one I've had the longest and I feel like so connected to it. So I like to do readings with this one. So I have my cards here, and for our reading today, you're going to take a moment and just check in with yourself. What is an area in your life where you could really use more guidance? Or what type of question do you have about your life right now that you would love guidance on? And these cards are just tools to help you be connected to your spirit guides. So now that you have an idea in your head about what your question is, you're going to decide now if you want to choose card 1 or card 2. So take a moment and just check in with your gut, with your intuition, and decide, is card 1 the answer for me regarding my question, or is card 2? Okay, and now I'll start shuffling. So card 1 is going to show itself, and I just had a card fly out of the deck. I love it when this happens. Oh, it's 2 cards. This happened recently. Okay, card 1 is 2 cards. Anna, grandmother of Jesus. I don't know if that's like out of focus. It looks like it's out of focus. I'm sorry. Seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Okay. I'm just receiving some information about the meaning of this card for you. Get my hair out of the way. To me, I'm receiving information about you, your life, and your plan, your divine plan, the plan that your soul is on, the path that your soul is on. It's all part of a plan. And Anna, grandmother of Jesus, I mean, this is like related to Christian traditions, but really it's not about Christian beliefs at all. It's about, it's here to tell you that your path, the path that you're on, specifically related to your question, this is part of a large divine plan across generations. Your grandmothers, your grandparents, their parents, your great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, they've all been on this path, and it's brought you to where you are today, your ancestors. It's funny because I meditated earlier and I connected with my ancestors, and this is about ancestors too. So, well, today is Samhain, and I believe Samhain, I'm not an expert, but I believe Samhain is all about the veil between the living and the non-living, like the people who have passed on. It's very thin. So I wanted to connect with my ancestors today, and I did. And your ancestors are sort of sharing with you now that they have laid foundations for you to thrive. You are laying foundations for future generations to thrive. all that you're doing now is a part of the plan, and it has to do with sharing your light with the world. Our ancestors, generations back, they didn't have as much freedom to be their true self, to speak their true voice, particularly women. We all know this. And today we are like their wildest dreams. Our lives that we are living, we have so much freedom of choice how we want to live our lives. And they didn't have as much freedom. So they are looking down on us or at us. I don't know how they're looking at us. And they are so happy and proud that you have the opportunity and the freedom to share your light. So this is a reminder to you. It says seeding the light. This is a reminder to you to shine your light, and their path has led you to this point. So just remember you're supported by them, and it's all part of a bigger plan. Okay, I hope that was good. So this is second card for card 1 because they popped out at the same time. Pillar of light. This is beautiful. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. That's what it says. And there's a figure here you can see in the card rising up, and it kind of looks like angel wings above her, and there's lights above her, and she's within this literal pillar of light. Ascension. This reminds me of ascension. Let me just take a moment. Okay, this card is here to remind you that you are on an ascension journey. You are waking up, your vibration is rising, and it's just reminding you that it's not going to feel easy all the time. There's such a thing as ascension symptoms. So you might be experiencing headaches, or I don't know, mood swings, or I think there's all sorts of types of ascension symptoms, and it feels like something's off. That's because your vibration is going from like this level to this level, and then it's going to this level and this level. It's just rising up, and it's part of your divine path. And this is just reminding you to trust. You are the oracle. Trust this process of ascension and don't question it. This is meant to happen for you. Now, I'm telling you this message, and I want you to remember the question that you had at the beginning. What does this mean? What does this message mean for your question? How can you apply this information to your life using that question? Okay, I'm going to move on now because I want to get to card 2. I want to give them, the people who chose card 2, a good chunk of time to go over their card. Okay, card 2. This card came up recently for me with a client, one of my clients. Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So if you picked card 2, I think the eclipse season right now is going to be affecting you more than others, but that's a good thing. Don't be afraid of eclipse season. Everybody's like, oh, eclipse season is so bad, it's so scary. Like, here's an eclipse on the card right there. And look, all these women, it's the same person repeated many times. And she's saying like, no. Protection. So there's something going on in your life right now that could be impacted by the eclipses. The eclipses bring about necessary change. And people feel uncomfortable with change because it's the unknown. Even though it's necessary for your own like betterment and your own development, and it's for your highest good, even if it feels scary or bad. Excuse me. I think right now for you is a good time to focus on energy protection. Protecting your energy from, like, maybe you're getting depleted by overgiving, or maybe you're allowing, like, there's boundaries that you're allowing to be too open, and you need to, like, have firm boundaries. And that can happen in many ways, but just be intentional about how you're allowing external forces like the news or family or social pressures from friends or whatever, like external things, allowing them to penetrate your energy and your mood and your mindset and your beliefs. And really take time to check in with, what does your soul really need right now? This is about soul retrieval. I just did a soul retrieval for a client this weekend, and it's typically you need a soul retrieval if there is a time in your past, in this lifetime, where something traumatic happened and your soul shattered like a glass, and like shards drifted away, or like maybe there was a person who was involved in the trauma, causing trauma to you. Maybe they, like, parts of your soul are like with them, stuck with them, and you need to call them back. Sorry, I have a hair tickling my nose. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh. So that's a little bit of a difficult thing, because you're processing difficult emotions and difficult experiences, and maybe memories of this or difficult emotions are coming up right now because it's eclipse season, and it's showing you there's a necessary change that needs to happen, whether that's doing a soul retrieval, it's like healing your younger self, to calling back your soul from those experiences, or having boundaries, or just like really focusing on what you need and not as much focusing on what other people need from you. This is more about filling your own cup by, like, having the boundary of being like, I'm not available for so-and-so, like for this and this, because I'm allowing myself time and space to focus inwards. Is there anything else? Well, this really reminds me of the eclipses. So look up the eclipse dates. Like, we just had one on October 25th, I believe. I don't know when the next one is, but it's in like a week or two. I can't say for sure, but we're in an eclipse season where there's several eclipses. And you can really work with this energy for your benefit if you are intentional and you understand how this might affect you. So I'm not an astrologer, so I can't speak to all this, but if you look up what these eclipses mean in terms of the astrological transits, like, I really like reading the astrology content from somebody called Astro Butterfly. And somebody else I really like to follow is, her name is Hare in the Moon. Hare, like Hare, like a rabbit. Hare in the Moon Astrology. She's from the UK. I don't even know what their names are. I just know their business names. But those astrologers do a really good job of explaining what the energies are for these, for any astrological transits that are happening. But you can look them up and look up the eclipse energies. And if you have your birth chart for your astrological, birth chart, you can understand how specifically these energies are affecting you. Like, I just read something about, well, today or yesterday, Mars was like stationing retrograde. So it's like from the earth, it appears like it's going backwards, even though it's not. And that is in Gemini. And so I was reading, like, look at your birth chart, look where Gemini is placed, like which house it's in, if there are any planets in Gemini in your birth chart, and then you'll understand like what Mars retrograde is going to, how it will impact you. Like those are the themes that it will, for you, that will be impacted. So that's another example of how you can look up the astrology and see how it's going to affect you. And this isn't scary. Like everybody's like, ooh, astrology is like, ooh, the bad things are coming. But this is all unfolding for the highest good. Just trust that the universe has your back, that you were born with this specific birth chart for a reason, because your soul needs to grow and learn the lessons in these ways, and that this eclipse season is going to bring about necessary change for your highest good. I just want to stress that, because people get scared of like, change, or like, eclipses mean bad things, but they don't. They don't. They're bringing about necessary change in ways that we could never like predict. And it's for your highest good. So just trust and have the boundaries that you need to like give yourself the time and the space and the energy to like reflect and look inwards. Okay, I think that's enough for that. I'm already almost at 17 minutes. Okay, if you have watched this far, thank you so much. I hope these messages are supportive to you and help you understand, you know, certain aspects of your life right now. I always come into these readings with the intention of supporting the highest and greatest good of whoever is watching this. And I also do that with my clients when I do a healing or a reading. So if you're interested in like learning more specifically about your soul's path, your soul's mission, your life purpose, maybe like past lives, how they're affecting you, or if you have some sort of like healing that needs to be done, either emotionally or physically, I can help you with that. So just seek me out and I would be happy to support you in your journey. I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much and have a good Halloween. Have a good Samhain. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yes. Bye.